the High Notes, the Powerhouses, and finally, the Tough Shells. Let's get into it. Get ready for a mad cash chase to the magic number. Let's watch our contestants hustle, gather, and triumph in quick cash.
Our contestants might be tempted to make a snow fort out there in our holiday arena, but as always, Goo will make a better defense.
We've got our standard default arena lined up today, folks, but I'm pretty sure we'll see some exceptional action from the teams today.
A contestant is in need of a revival after that encounter. It's our first elimination.
That's the finals for you, folks! Vault 1 is being unlocked by the Tough Shells. I can tell by all that yelling that the High Notes have started our first cash out. The High Notes just have one member still standing. No more three-part harmonies for now.
No cracks in that armor. The Tough Shells have made a solid recovery.
We'll need to try again. Team White. What a way to open the match! The Powerhouses land the first cash out! The Tough Shells have returned to the arena! The High Notes are prying into Vault 2. High Notes are re-entering the arena! Tough Shells might just be breaking out of their shells. They've started a cash out.
Throwing goo grenade!
Teams need to get ready to shift their game plans because a surprise is coming their way.
The Tough Shells will need to try again. Team wiped. Impressive steal by the High Notes.
Aggressive and impressive. Let's see how our contestants adapt to the sky being a threat now.
The intonation is off for the High Notes as they're down to just one contestant. Impressive steal by the Powerhouses. The High Notes are back on the scene. Will need to try again. Team wiped.
They've been knocked down to their foundation.
Goo grenade set!
With our meteor showers event still active, our contestants are coping with the universe throwing them a fiery curveball or 12. Impressive steal by the Tough Shells.
They just upped the ante.
Hitting a note of success, the High Notes just stole a cash out. Incredible! That's a cash out snagged by the High Notes. The High Notes will need to come back from that wipeout.
They lost their rhythm and they paid for it.
And there is another vault available for our cash-hungry teams. The High Notes just made their return to the arena.
Hop on up!
Through the match, and I bet the sponsors are impressed with the play so far.
The action is quite remarkable, and it's fascinating to think about how the sponsors may have contributed to it.
Vault 3 is being pierced by the Tough Shells. The Linos are back in play. Being a single elimination away from a team wipe is nerve-wracking, but I'm sure the Powerhouses know how to deal with it. The Tough Shells just jump-started a cash out. It's encore time for the high notes. Team respawn. There's a breach over at Vault 4 by the powerhouses. The last standing member on the high notes has to sing solo now. Adversity for the high notes. Wipeout. We've got the high notes returning to the arena. Looks like a team wipeout for the high notes. The high notes have returned to the arena. Have commenced a cash out. The last contestant on the high notes needs to bring their A game now to avoid a full team wipe. Misfortune for the high notes. Team wipe. Return to the arena for the high notes.
Resilience here from the tough shells as they stage an impressive comeback.
Talk about having a trick up your shell. The tough shells feel like
That could be a game changer.
Our contestants will need to stay focused out there. Another minute to go. Seconds left for our contestants to change the game. Simulation and our contestants unplug, let's take a moment to applaud our new rising stars. The Kingfish have got their net in the water. They've started our first cash out. The Kingfish are in pole position. The high notes are almost off the scale. Just one contestant left standing. The Overdogs will need to try again. Team wiped.
Have been sent to the kennel. Team wiped.
The Overdogs are re-engaging.
The Overdogs have ditched the lead with a tenacious turnaround.
Impressive steal by the Overdogs. Ouch, the Kingfish suffered a wipeout.
They just couldn't swim away from that one.
Fantastic steal by the High Notes. What a way to open the match. The High Notes land the first cash out. The Kingfish have returned to the arena. The only remaining contestant on the High Notes has an opportunity to shine here.
Throwing a frag. Special delivery.
The Kingfish are trying to rule the waters, unlocking Vault 2. Ouch! The High Notes suffered a wipeout.
Tune with success, Scotty.
Wiped out.
The High Notes are back in the arena, folks. Cash out in progress, thanks to the Kingfish. There's only one brave High Note still singing out there. The High Notes have been rattled. Team wiped.
Not exactly a resonating success this time.
high notes are re-engaging. A top dog steal from the overdogs. The overdogs complete a cash out, proving once and for all that every dog has its day. Money may not grow on trees, but a new vault just appeared in the arena. The overdogs are standing proudly on their hind legs, unlocking Vault 3. The high notes will need to reboot. Team wiped.
They've gone from symphony to cacophony.
Wiped out.
The high notes have respawned. The high notes will need to try again. Team wiped.
I'm not so sure that's music to their ears.
The last member of the Kingfish is fighting hard to avoid a team wipe. The Kingfish are looking for a crown. They've started a cash out. The high notes are back. Team respawn. Halftime. The tension is rising by the minute.
That's for sure, Scotty. The atmosphere is charged with anticipation as we continue this epic battle.
The high notes will need to come back from that wipeout.
Just hit a low note. Kingfish wiped out.
The overdogs are on the way to glory. Fantastic steal by the overdogs.
I wonder what else they can get away with.
A holiday gift.
Impressive steal by the Kingfish. Respawn alert! The high notes are back in action. Wow! With that cash out, the Kingfish are looking more like barracudas in the arena.
Here comes a royal comeback from the Kingfish.
Oh look! A new vault is ready to be opened. We've got action at Vault 4. The High Notes are opening it. Uh-oh, only one contestant left for the High Notes.
Frag grenade set.
We've got the Kingfish returning to the arena. The Overdogs have a cash out in the works.
It's time to see what event will try to knock our contestants off their game. Great comeback by the Overdogs. Nothing is stopping them at the moment. Every day, even in the finals. This match is about to become an extraterrestrial obstacle course.
Alas, the High Notes have been wiped out.
And Olo Note. They've been wiped out.
The High Notes are back and ready to drop some explosive beats. Things are rarely normal in the arena, but this time I can confirm that things are still paranormal. Our alien invasion event is still active.
The High Notes are performing a remarkable recovery.
Great move there by the High Notes, stealing that cash out. With only 30 seconds to go, contestants are still bringing the action. Celebrate as one team of contestants becomes a group of rising stars. Thanks